Hello everyone, welcome to Stampin' Grotto. Today we are going to be learning how to make this very pretty sympathy card, but you could use this design to make really any card with just about any sentiment. So today we're going to be using the Something Fancy stamp set, and that is for the With Deepest Sympathy sentiment on the front of the card. The Fragrant Flowers stamp and die set. So the die set is going to be used to cut out these flowers. This is from the Favored Flowers Designer Series paper that's part of SALE-A-Bration. And then we'll also be using the stamp here on the inside of the card just to add a little bit of detail in the area where we can write our note. So we'll be using some Calypso Coral ink, some basic white cardstock, some basic black cardstock, some Calypso Coral cardstock, a few of the Rustic metallic adhesive-backed gems, as well as this is one of the new embossing folders that is going to be available as an online exclusive starting March 1st. The set is called Basics, and there are going to be 3 different embossing folders in the set. They're kind of neutral. So this one is kind of like a textile kind of look. So stay tuned for those. Hopefully I will be making some new projects with some of the other pieces soon. So let's get started. Alright, so to start with, we are going to use a Calypso Coral card base. This is cut to 8.5 by 5.5 and scored along the long edge at 4 1/4. So that makes our card base. For the inside of our card, I'm just using a piece of basic white. This is cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then I just used a little bit of Calypso Coral ink and this stamp here from the Fragrant Flowers stamp set, just to add a little bit of detail on the inside of the card, so that the sentiment, that whatever you want to write on the inside, is framed. So that will go on the inside. Now let's talk about our cover. So the front of our card is going to be this. So to start, I took a piece of Calypso Coral. This is cut to 4 1/4 by 5.5, and I ran it through this embossing folder. So again, this is one of the new Basics embossing folders from the new online exclusives that Stampin' Up! Will have available March 1st. So this is kind of like a, I don't know, like a textile kind of design, just to add a little bit more detail to the front of the card. And then using the die that matches, the 2 dies that match this stamp set, I die cut flowers along the edge so that I could frame them like this. And then using the die from the die set, this one here, I just die cut a piece in basic black, and then using Versamark ink, I stamped With Deepest Sympathy. This is from the Something Fancy stamp set. This card design would work for really just about any sentiment type. I would just choose one that kind of fit in your space here fairly well. So I'm going to cut off just the very end of this, line it up against an edge so that I know that I get a nice even cut. And then we're going to start putting all of this together. So I'm going to grab my liquid glue, and I'm going to go ahead and just put glue on the back of this. Put it down on my base. And then I'm going to grab some of my Stampin' Dimensionals and pop these flowers up. I'm just going to grab some of my mini Stampin' Dimensionals and get one on one of these flowers out here. Take our backings off. And then we're going to lay it down right in that corner. Might have been a little off on that. So we'll just trim the edges. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. So I'm going to grab another one of my mini Stampin' Dimensionals to put on that little itty bitty flower that's right there. And then I'm just going to grab a strip of this end piece to go right over that, and then another piece to put in the middle, because I like using everything. So we'll remove our backing again. And then we're going to go ahead and lay this one down. And we'll do our last one. So there's our last piece on. And then I'm going to put a couple of my Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this. I'm going to aim for the middle. And then I'm just going to lay this down kind of right in this empty space here. And then just to finish off the card, I'm going to grab some of these Rustic metallic adhesive-backed dots. So there you have the finished front of the card. And then we're just going to go ahead and glue this down on the inside so there's a nice clean spot to write your message. So there you have your finished card. It is relatively easy and quick to make, and again, you can do this with just about any sentiment. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, and as always, if you are interested in seeing more, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks everyone!